Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means share it with somebody who might get something out of it. Other than that, we get into it, guys. Today's video is titled Reconstruction. Yes, there is a long period of reconstruction ahead. The reconstruction of my life is a prime goal of my recovery. As I avoid taking that first drug, one day at a time, this task is most successfully accomplished by diligently working my recovery program. Spiritual life is not a theory. It works, but I have to live it. Recovery started me on a journey to develop a spiritual life. Taking inventory allows me to see where my life has improved and where there is still work to be done. Doing this successfully has allowed me to have a spiritual life. Without the guidance and strength of a higher power, it would be impossible to proceed through these various steps of reconstruction. I realize what God has done for me and through me. Proof comes to me when I realize that God has done for me what I was never capable of doing for myself, by removing the gnawing obsession to use. I must continue daily to seek God's guidance. He grants me a daily reprieve and will provide the power I need for reconstruction. And guys, that's what this is all about. Again, we acknowledge we have a drinking or drug problem because we want to end that problem. And obviously, the overwhelming vast majority of us have pretty much burnt our lives to the ground, or certainly by the time we're admitting that our lives have become unmanageable, well, then that's a problem, right? So it's one thing to put the drugs down, and that's great, and then, to stop drinking, and that's amazing, right? Absolutely, I applaud anybody that's done it. But recovery is the basis on which we start to rebuild, start to reconstruct our lives, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And the reason I encourage so many to put effort into it is because, guys, I'm finding amazing results. Every day, every single day, something beautiful happens in my life that would have never happened in the old days. I like to talk about myself because that's, obviously I'm not trying to call anybody a sort. I use myself as the example, and I don't like to come off as braggart. But guys, you will have the similar experiences. This is what I talk about. Just again last night, somebody was texting me and they're like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know how proud of you I am, and that you've truly inspired me to make changes in my life." And guys, that almost brings tears to my eyes. And I don't even know how to respond to that. But the only thing I could respond is, you know what? I've been called a lot of things over the years, and until recently, an inspiration was not one of them. But I love that today, guys. Like I said, the adjectives that are used by myself and then by others to describe me have completely flipped. And I'm honored for that today. And I make good decisions today. That's given me the confidence to stand up for myself. I'll give another prime example there. Just today, I was working on a vehicle for somebody. I've talked a little bit about it in the past, and this person has been the one person that's still actively using in my life. Not in my life, but I'm forced to deal with them on a regular basis. And he's down to 3 vehicles. This is his father-in-law's car that comes down to me today. They thought the brakes were hanging up. I knew it wasn't the brakes. I actually did the brakes the other day for him. Just that's what they wanted done. And then finally they explained the full situation to me. Afterwards, this we'll bring it to the garages. We'll get it up on the lift and we'll spin the wheels and we'll see what we got. Now, we already know he's had 2 accidents with this thing, done all sorts of damage, and he's trying to hide it all from lying to people, because that's what addicts do. I've been there, done that. Not calling him out, but I'm not going to be a party to it, right? So I got it down there today. I jacked the thing up. I'm spinning the wheels, and sure enough, I put my stethoscope on the rear differential. When he took out that right rear tire, he did damage inside the differential. Now they're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars. It's the last vehicle they have that's running, because he's already destroyed 2 others. And then what does he do? I know he wants to go. He's trying to use my garage as an excuse to go make drug deals, because he's being watched very closely. And the first thing he asked me is, can he use my truck to go drop off the kid working with him? And I know full well it's an excuse. He wants to run to the liquor store and go meet the drug dealer. And in the past, I would have had problems saying no. I didn't want to say no. I didn't want the confrontation. And today, I literally laughed in his face, and I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, no, you're not driving my truck. Nobody drives my truck. I worked too hard to get where I am today, to risk, A, the police seeing him drive my truck and associate me with that lifestyle anymore, B, him doing something stupid, going out, meeting a drug dealer, getting arrested, getting my truck impounded, Or C, grabbing a liter of vodka like he's known to do and then crashing into something on his way back to the garage. And in the past, I would not think of these things, but the culmination of the work that I've done has allowed me to look at a situation and see what the most likely outcome is and then avoid the problem. I wasn't happy, Dean. I didn't say it in a mean way. I mean, I did kind of, honestly, I did literally laugh at him when he said it. I'm like, God, no, you're not driving my truck. I'm like, no. But he needed that. And then I gave him a hug and said, listen, man, I'll do anything I can for you. I'll help any way I can with the car. I'm not going to rebuild the differential. It's beyond the scope of what my garage can do. And the guy still owes me a bunch of money. He hasn't paid me in the last 2 jobs. But I was just kind, and at least I got him to the basis of what the problem at hand is. And I let it go at that. It's not my problem. I can't save the world. I'm here to help anybody and anybody I can. But if you're going to continue to make, and that's what it is, guys. Most people come to me and they want to pay me to do work, or they come to me because they're trying to find their way through early recovery, and I'm so happy to guide anybody there. But this guy's just trying to use my shop as an excuse, trying to use me as an opportunity to sneak out and use drugs, and then he wants to use my vehicle to do so, and could care less what position he puts me in for it. And for once in my life, I have enough self-esteem that I don't let that happen. And it felt amazing. I was so proud of myself. That's the thing, guys. I constantly am happy with the decisions I make. I'm amazed at the growth that I'm seeing in my life because I'm applying these spiritual principles. I'm doing everything I can to live a spiritual life and make good decisions and help as many people as I can. One thing I get commented on all the time is my outgoing personality, my positivity, my ability to see the good in anything, and my ability to problem solve and get things done in the most effective and efficient manner possible. And because I focus on these things, my life is going amazingly today. And again, not perfectly. I still make mistakes. I still, deal with life on life's terms. But I've traded up for a much better set of problems. I don't deal with the nonsense the self-imposed barriers that I dealt with for decades. I'm limiting them one at a time, and I still have to go through the motions. But God has given me the opportunity to step up at every turn because I've turned my will over to Him. I've expressed my concerns with Him, financial stability. So boom, He gives me the idea to open my business, and now I'm creating financial stability, long-term opportunities. I'm sitting better than I ever have in my life. And again, this is just early stages. I'm just getting started. But now I've been given enough and I've done enough that I fully believe in myself and know that I'm capable of anything I put my mind to. And I'm not trying to get over on anybody, but I'm gonna cut out my slice of the pie, and I'm gonna do the most responsible things I can with it. I'm not running around buying flashy things, and I'd love to save today. I'd love to know that I can, because guys, that's the thing. The biggest goal I've ever had for years, ever since I moved to Somerville and I started working for people that own rental properties and are building long-term stability. And I mean, literally, every one of them, they're all millionaires. Because property and real estate, particularly in the city, it's so expensive to rent here. It's a beautiful thing. Now, the thing of it is, the boom is already over, so you can no longer go out and buy a $400,000 property, wait 2 years and have it be worth $1 million. You got to buy it for $1 million plus, and then wait 10 years and it'll be worth $2 million. But that's still an amazing, return on investment. And the difference is today, guys, I'm building a life that's going to allow me to purchase $1 million properties. Not today. I don't have that kind of money yet, but I've got enough to put a deposit down on it. And again, I'm not gonna set myself up. I've got other things to take care of, but that is my goal, and I'm taking the steps to work towards it. So many times over the years, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm in a great opportunity. In 5 years, I'll be a millionaire, and it's been a pipe dream. It's no longer a pipe dream. It's a reality. I've actually taken 8 of the 10 steps necessary to get me there, and the other 2 are foregone conclusions. It's just a matter of working towards, or continuing to work towards, because I'm already working towards them. It's just a matter of continuing to build my resources and save my resources, and that's what I do today, guys. And the thing it is, I've noticed, because I've been making these good decisions day in and day out for 8 straight months, and I work really, really hard. I'm a very high energy, very hard working guy. I don't say that to be cocky. That's just a fact, and anybody that knows me will tell you the same. But now I'm starting to see compoundedness, because I've been doing everything well enough that all the people that opened the door of trust to allow me to work for them, now they're seeing the intrinsic value in everything I'm doing, and now I'm being offered bigger opportunities, bigger jobs, higher paying jobs, more responsibility, because I make it make sense for them. Yeah, they might be giving me a job that pays me $10,000, but if they gave it somewhere else, they'd be spending 15. So now I'm making it worth their while as well. And the thing is, guys, everybody, I'm open and upfront with everybody. They know my struggles. They know what I've been through. They see what I've overcome. So they see what I'm capable of, and they want to be a part of that. They want to give me opportunities. They want to latch on, because they know long term I'll be there to take care of their needs. And then in the meantime, I'm building it for myself. For once in my life, I can legitimately say there's no question I will own multiple rental properties in the next 5 to 8 years. More realistically, probably 2 to 5. But I'm not going to overly tax myself. I don't put an end destination on it. But you got to have goals, and you got to have things that are working towards, and you want to make them on the high end of realistic. And I think that's probably on the low end of realistic. But again, I'll continue to work this diligently and just take things as they go. Allow myself opportunity to do things right, and every time I come into something that's a leap of faith, I don't take it blindly. I take calculated risks. I look at the situation. I come home. I do research. I write things out. I plan for the variables. I look at the equations and make sure that it makes sense and make sure that I'm covering all my bases. And then I go out and I do it, and I bring in somebody wherever necessary, wherever I need an outside expert. I'm not afraid to do that either. I understand now that I can do so much by myself, but I can do so much better when I collaborate with others and I share the wealth, because I'm not greedy. I love the fact that I know my worth and I'm charging my value, but I also love to watch somebody else grow. I love to collaborate with somebody. I love to work alongside with somebody, and then the two of us just get it done that much better, that much faster, and we do that much better a job. Basically, guys, and again, without being cocky, without saying I'm perfect, because I'm far from perfect, but I'm doing everything I can to the best of my ability. I'm taking these lessons that I come and talk about every day, and I'm applying them in my life, and that's the biggest thing, guys. I don't cut corners. I literally take the time to stick up for myself, to play the tape through, to see. Before I say yes to something, I say, okay, well, what's involved? Can I do this? And I'm not afraid to say no. Or put things off and schedule them, and because of that, like, I'll give you another example. I got a list of stuff to do for we have a 5-bedroom apartment 2 streets over. Most of them moved out. One girl stayed. She got new roommates, so there was no emptying of the house, which would bring a cleaning crew in and go over and make sure everything was ready. But as 4 of the roommates are in, we got a huge laundry list, a punch list of stuff that needed to be done. So I went over to take care of that, and when I walked into one of the bathrooms, a lot of it was in one bathroom, and I realized that was a bathroom that had a flood 2 years ago, and the kid that put it back together put all the same vanities and medicine cabinets after getting tons of water damage, and over the course of 2 years, they're just falling apart. So rather than patching it, I made the call, and I called the owner and said, listen, this is the bathroom, we had that flood in, the vanity, the sink, the medicine cabinet, they're all smoked. 2 years later, we had put a dehumidifier in there, but I didn't do the job. I just fixed the plumbing on that one. And said, but they never should have been put back in. They were all waterlogged. And now here it is 2 years later, they're done, or even a year later, a year and a half later. They're done. And the owner immediately knew that I know what I'm talking about. And he's like, Pat, I'm so proud of you for having the balls to call me and tell me it's got to get ripped out. He said, can you do the job? I said, yeah, of course I can do the job. That's what I do. I said, good, get it done right away. And I just picked up another $5,000 job that I can do in 3 days. Because it's honest and it's legit. I'm like, Doug, I'll send you pictures. Nope, don't need to. If you say it needs to be done, it needs to be done. And it's legit. And now the tenants are thrilled. They know the landlord's taken care of. I'm taking care of his property, so his property's in better shape, and I'm making money doing it. Like, you make good decisions for the good reasons, and you do what's right. And people, when you do these things repetitively, you build trust with everybody, and people start to understand that you're out there looking. Because he knows I'm busy. If anything, I don't have the time to add another job right now. I'd like to do it 2 months from now, but it needs to be done. So I'll find time, I'll move things around, and I'll get it done for him, and I'll make good money doing it. That's why I'm in a position that I'm in today, guys. But it's because I've taken the time to reconstruct my life, and I haven't decided I'm done. I said, no. I'm going to stop believing in myself. I'm going to develop my relationship with my higher power. I'm going to see how far I can take this thing. I challenge myself every day. I pray and meditate every day, asking God to give me an opportunity to inspire, to lead by example, to be the best version of me every day. Then I go out and I take action to prove those things to Him. Faith without works is dead. You gotta walk. You gotta walk the walk of the talk that you talk. And again, without saying I'm not doing anything perfectly, but I'm doing everything to the best of my ability, and it's starting to really blow my mind what's possible. I can't wait to see where this goes. I can't wait to see where at in another 6 months. And I'll just keep coming and doing the best I can every day while we do. Guys, if you do the work, you reap the rewards. If you do the crime, you do the time. Hurt people, but healed people can heal people. You know, when you do the work, you get the rewards. Guys, that's the lesson today. Happy Saturday. Thank you all so very much for being here. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.